Have you ever been hit with the kind of pain that takes your breath away? Not physically, but emotionally? Like when you open a message that wasn't meant for your eyes? Or sense something is off and finally confirm your worst fear? Your spouse has been unfaithful. If you're in that place right now, I want you to take a breath. You are not alone. And no, you're not crazy. Infidelity is more than a broken promise. It's a shattering of the foundation you built your life on. And when betrayal hits, it doesn't just affect your relationship. It shakes your confidence, your sense of safety, even your identity. Whether you've been married for 5 years or 20, whether you had warning signs or it came out of nowhere, the pain is real and it's valid. Today, we're talking about something no one prepares you for: what to do in those first hours and days after discovering your spouse cheated. Not 5 years down the road, not once the dust settles, but right now, when your heart is broken and everything feels upside down. These aren't easy decisions, but they are necessary ones. And the first thing I want to say is this: it's okay if you don't have all the answers yet. You don't need to. What you do need is clarity around your next steps, so you don't end up stuck in a cycle of confusion or emotional paralysis. So let's start with the first decision. 1. Decide to pause, not react. That urge to scream, confront, pack your bags, or tell everyone what they did. It's valid. But reacting in that first wave of pain can lead to decisions you may regret later. Give yourself permission to pause. That doesn't mean you're letting them off the hook. It means you're protecting your own power. Sit with the shock, journal it. Call a trusted friend who won't rush you to make a decision. This is about reclaiming control over your story, even when it feels like it's been ripped away. 2. Decide who you're going to talk to and who you won't. The moment news of betrayal breaks, it's tempting to tell everyone: your sister, your coworkers, your mother-in-law, especially if she already didn't like you. But right now, your heart is raw, and people's reactions can shape your healing. You need someone safe, who will hold space for your pain, not use it to gossip, judge, or pile on. Whether it's a therapist, a faith leader, or one deeply trusted friend, choose carefully. And remember, boundaries are powerful. You don't owe anyone your story right now. 3. Decide to prioritize your emotional safety. If you share a home, kids, or responsibilities, this part can get tricky, but it's crucial. Emotional safety means limiting contact if your spouse is being manipulative, dismissive, or pressuring you to just move on. It also means creating space where you can think clearly, whether that's sleeping in a separate room, staying with family for a few days, or simply turning off your phone at night. Emotional safety is the soil where healing begins. Don't underestimate it. I know this feels like a storm you didn't see coming, but even in the chaos, there's still a part of you that knows what you need. That whisper of self-worth, it's still there. And in the next part of this video, we're going to keep digging into those crucial decisions that help you protect your peace, whether you're thinking about saving your marriage or walking away from it. So you've taken a moment to pause, you've chosen who you'll open up to, and you've started carving out emotional safety. That right there, that's courage, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Let's keep going, because there are a few more decisions you need to make sooner rather than later. Not to fix everything overnight, but to stop your heart from bleeding out emotionally. This is the groundwork for healing, whether you end up staying or leaving. 4. Decide what information you actually want to know. This is a hard one. When betrayal happens, your brain scrambles to fill in the blanks. How long was this going on? Did they love the other person? Where did it happen? Did they talk about me? Here's the truth. You have the right to know what impacts your emotional and physical safety. That includes whether the affair was physical, if protection was used, and if there are health risks. Beyond that, you get to set the limit. You don't need to know every detail unless it helps you, not them, heal. Some people want the whole truth laid out. Others want to know the basics and move on. Both are valid. Ask yourself, will knowing this bring me clarity or just more pain? Your curiosity is normal, but your healing matters more than satisfying that inner detective. 5. Decide if you're willing to explore the why, but only when you're ready. Let's be real. One of the most torturous questions is why. Why would they risk everything? Why now? Was I not enough? Was this my fault? Let me say this clearly. Their choice to cheat is not your fault. Even if your marriage had issues, they had other options, like therapy, communication, or even separation. Betrayal was a choice they made. Period. That said, exploring the why can be important for some people, especially if you're considering staying and rebuilding. But it's something to do when you feel ready, not when your spouse is pushing to explain themselves, or worse, shifting blame. Understanding the context may help you make sense of things, but you don't owe them a calm, open heart while yours is still bleeding. Take your time. The why can wait. Your healing cannot. 6. Decide what you want for now. Here's where people get stuck. You might feel pressure to make a big, permanent decision. Should I divorce them? Should I give them a second chance? Should I expose them to everyone we know? Right now, you don't need to decide your entire future. You just need to make a decision for today. Do I need space? Do I want them to leave the house for now? Do I want to see a therapist alone? Think small. Think present. The long-term decision will come with time, and the clarity you need will grow with each step forward. You are allowed to change your mind later. You're allowed to feel angry today and hopeful tomorrow. You're allowed to protect yourself. This isn't about making the right decision. It's about making your decision. And here's the thing. Whether you choose to stay and fight for the relationship or walk away to protect your peace, you're not the one who broke it. But you do get to decide how to rebuild, whether it's with them or without them. In the next part, we'll talk about what comes after these initial decisions, how to start reclaiming your identity, finding support, and building a life that's no longer shaped by someone else's betrayal. If you've made it this far, take a second to recognize your strength. Seriously, just watching this video, just breathing through the pain, means you're showing up for yourself. And that matters more than you know. You've made the immediate decisions, you've paused the chaos, set boundaries, and started asking the hard questions. Now it's time to focus on something even more important. You. Because betrayal has a way of making you forget who you are outside the relationship. But your identity, your worth, your future, those things are still yours to reclaim. Let's talk about what comes next, because this part is where your healing really begins. First, it's time to reclaim your voice. After cheating, it's so easy to feel silenced. Maybe you were already being ignored, manipulated, or overruled by your spouse or even toxic in-laws. Maybe this betrayal just confirmed what you've secretly feared for years, that your needs weren't a priority. But hear me on this. Your voice matters. Your pain is real. You have every right to say what you feel, what you need, and what you will or will not accept moving forward. So start speaking up, not necessarily to your partner right away, but to yourself, to your therapist, to your journal, to the mirror. I'm not okay with this. I deserve more. I'm allowed to feel angry. This isn't about being dramatic. It's about being honest. And honesty with yourself is the first step toward wholeness. Next, surround yourself with people who see you, not just the version of you that kept the marriage going, but the real you underneath it all. This is where healing becomes relational. Maybe your in-laws were toxic. Maybe your social circle was more about appearances than support. This is your moment to start building a new inner circle. People who listen. People who don't rush you. People who remind you you're not crazy for hurting or for hoping for something better. And here's something important to remember. Healing doesn't mean you have to forgive right away. Forgiveness is a process, not a pressure. Some people find peace through forgiving eventually. Others don't, and that's okay too. What matters more than forgiveness is freedom. Freedom from the obsession, from self-blame, from carrying the shame that never belonged to you in the first place. Now let's talk about rebuilding your future. Whether you stay or leave, life won't look the same. And that's both terrifying and empowering. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Maybe now you finally go to therapy, not just for the relationship, but for yourself. Maybe you rediscover passions you buried under the weight of keeping the peace. Maybe you learn what you will and won't tolerate moving forward. You can take your time, you can change your mind, but you are not stuck. And you are not broken. This betrayal may be a chapter in your story, but it doesn't get to be the whole book. So if you're in that space right now, confused, raw, still trying to get through the day, I want you to know this. You will feel joy again. You will trust yourself again. And you will come out stronger, not because of what happened to you, but because of what you chose to do after it happened. If this helped you in any way, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. What decision have you made today that felt right for you? And if you're still figuring it out, that's okay too. Just know you've got a community here. Hit that subscribe button if you want more support, more clarity, and more content to help you heal and grow. Even when life doesn't go as planned, you are worth the peace you're seeking, and you're not alone in this.